Guys, the Suicide Squad game is in trouble. You know me, I have given you my review about the game, alright? I have given you my opinion. There are a lot of things that I do like about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I think the gameplay is really fun, I really love the gunplay, the movement and the traversal is extremely fluid, and I do love the design of Metropolis. It's a very empty open world, but they very much honored the style of Metropolis that you would recognize from the comic books. And it's also just a beautiful game visually. This has some of the best facial animations that I've ever seen in any game, with the dynamic weather as well, a day and night cycle. It does look very pretty, but it certainly hasn't been without its shortcomings. I have a big issue with a lot of the decisions that were made for the story in Suicide Squad, and I've also said that I've been pretty worried about this as a live service and how much they're going to be able to do to salvage what has already not been a great launch. And well, you know, when Suicide Squad did come out, it also came with a ton of bugs and a ton of issues, some of which that didn't even allow people to jump into the endgame missions. People weren't able to unlock their mastery levels. There were a ton of issues as well with people being able to log on to the servers, which again is a large reason why I don't like only online games, and just a lot more that I can't list and go over in this video. And it seemed that help was on the way. You know, we had some hope here. Rocksteady implemented a patch into the game earlier this week, which fixed a ton of the issues that people had had. It didn't fix everything, but it fixed quite a bit. That is until people realized that while the patch may have fixed a lot of bugs that we were experiencing, it also introduced some new ones. And this is sort of walking the same path that Avengers did. You know, they had all this DLC plan that they had to put on hold because it was so buggy at launch. And every time that they implemented a patch, more bugs started to surface. Right now, from what I've seen, friends of the channel like Jay Shockblast had mentioned that he's having issues every time he completes an incursion mission where he can't load into Metropolis. And that's just one of many new bugs that have come with the latest patch that was added into the game. It was to the point that the official Suicide Squad Twitter page had to respond, and I do appreciate that they're at least being open and communicating with us. But they tweeted this: "Hi Task Force X, this week we dropped our second patch for the game with the intention of squashing an initial set of bugs. While we managed to do that, we have received reports of a new issue that blocks progress while loading the Metropolis map after an incursion mission. We are currently investigating the cause of this issue, and we will provide you with an update as soon as we can." Yeah, this is not looking good for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League right now, but it's not even the worst news for the game that has come out today. IGN is reporting here on a quote from the chief financial officer at Warner Bros. Discovery during a financial call, where they had this to say: "This year, Suicide Squad, one of our key video game releases in 2024, has fallen short of our expectations since its release earlier in the quarter, setting our games business up for a tough year-over-year comp in Q1. IGN also reported here that Warner Bros. Discovery failed to mention a sales figure for Rocksteady's game, but did say that Suicide Squad's failure had set up the company's games business for a tough year-on-year comparison. Last year, Warner Bros. Discovery released Hogwarts Legacy, which went on to become the best-selling game of 2023. Which, again, kind of baffles me when I read that sort of sentence, because when you hear things like David Zaslav saying that they want to focus in more on live service games, and then also mention that the highest-selling game of last year was a single-player game, how are we not learning the right lessons here? IGN went on to mention here in their article that Warner Bros. Discovery's comment perhaps doesn't come as much of a surprise given Suicide Squad's high-profile struggles. On Steam, the live service action game peaked with 13,459 concurrent players, a figure that has fallen dramatically since launch. At the time of this article's publication, just 480 people were playing the game on Valve's platform, with a 24-hour peak of 888. And listen, I understand that Steam or PC might not be the platform of choice for a lot of people that were buying this game. We currently don't have the concurrent numbers for PlayStation or Xbox, but if we were to take Steam as any indication, I can't imagine they're that high. I know that there are a lot of people still playing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, I've seen it, but is it enough for a massive AAA budget live service game? Is it enough to sustain this game for longer than just its first year of content? For as much as I would want the answer to be yes, I don't believe so. And you know, there's rumors, there's speculation that we might be bringing the Justice League back, that the Justice League we fought during the game were clones. I made 2 videos about this, and I have quite a bit of hope that that might end up being true. And in some ways, there are things that I'm excited about if that story unfolds. But even then, I don't know if that's going to be enough to reel people back in to want to play this game. Because at the end of the day, there's still some fundamental issues with Suicide Squad, like the lack of mission types. There's not a whole lot of variety in the different missions that you get to play. Even when you get to the end game, it's the same kinds of missions that you play in the base story of the game. And it's really unfortunate because I've been streaming the game quite a bit, and I found out that the build crafting and the RPG elements here are quite intricate. And I think that if we were to have different mission types, if we were to have raids and all the sort of stuff that you expect when you jump into a live service game, or if you look at something like Destiny, The Division, if we were to borrow some of those elements from those successful live service games, implement them into Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, then the build crafting and the intricacies of the RPG elements would be something we could all celebrate and speak highly of, and could have potentially been enough to reel in a ton of people. So then, what does the future hold for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? Well, clearly from the sounds of it, when your chief financial officer is saying that the game did not meet their expectations, it probably isn't selling extremely well. And unless a miracle happens, I highly doubt that there's going to be any situation where this game is salvaged, where this game is saved, where it's brought back to life. So instead, what I would expect is that we're going to be getting this first year of content, seasons 1 through 4, 4 new playable characters, a ton of new playable areas, new weapons, and all that stuff. What I wouldn't hold my breath for, though, is a season 5, 6, and 7, or maybe even a season 5. I wouldn't hold my breath for anything past the first 4 seasons or anything past the first year of content. As a matter of fact, you know, they've had these Twitch drops going on, and the last Twitch drop is for Captain Boomerang, and it's ending, I believe, on March 7th. And a lot of people have been speculating that that's around the time that we might see season 1 begin, where we might see Joker join the game. But considering the fact that there's all these bugs and there's all these issues that Rocksteady is now needing to prioritize, I wouldn't bank on us seeing any new DLC added into the game by that time. I would love to be proven wrong, okay? Rocksteady are some of my favorite developers. I met a ton of the people that worked on this game. I know they're extremely passionate, and I know they worked really hard. I can imagine for them that this information, the news that's been coming out, and as well seeing concurrent player numbers so low on Steam is pretty devastating. Nobody sets out to make a bad game. Nobody wants to intentionally make something that people don't like. It's just, unfortunately, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League just didn't hit the mark. I'm still going to be covering it. I'll still be talking about it extensively here on this channel. You know, when the Joker drops, I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to showcase some gameplay for sure. And I'll be honest, I'll probably have a decent amount of fun playing with Joker. His traversal looks like it's pretty cool, but that still won't stop me about being honest about things like my thoughts on the base story that's available in this game, the lack of mission types, and so on. I'm rooting for Rocksteady at the end of the day. I hope they manage to salvage something here. I hope that these DLC updates that are coming to the game are going to be substantial, and that maybe we'll see a bright future for Suicide Squad. Or at the very least, I hope that we learned a lesson here, we're not going to do this again, and we can see Rocksteady return to the glory of the Batman Arkham days. Make another single-player, action-adventure, open-world game with another DC hero, or heck, make another Batman game if you wanted to. I know a ton of people are already sick of seeing every single new DC game just be Batman, but I mean, if Rocksteady wants to jump back into that world, I would have faith in it. And with that being said, let me now kick it to you guys. Sound off with your thoughts in the comments section below. Have you been experiencing a ton of bugs or a ton of issues with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League after the most recent patch? And also, what do you think about the comments there from the chief financial officer at Warner Brothers Discovery? Do you think there is a future for Suicide Squad, or do you think it'll all just be too little too late? Sound off with your thoughts in the comments section below. I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.